What's going on, WSSU Ram Nation? It's a brand new day and a brand new school year, and we have a new position at WSSU that has opened a lot of eyes and ruffled some feathers too. And we're going to talk about that right on the other side of this intro. What's going on, WSSU Ram Nation? This is SJG. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. And if you are new or old, go ahead and hit that like button. Help out the algorithm as we continue to build this platform. All right, guys, we got a lot to unpack today. We got changes in the leadership. We got changes across North Carolina. And of course, the changes that are going on in our own alma mater, Winston-Salem State University. All right, let's go ahead and get out of the way. WSSU made an announcement on Monday that a lot of folks are losing their red minds about. Let's just be for real. WSSU has created a brand new position, the Chief Operating Officer. Jeremy Alltop is the first person to fill it. We don't see a lot of new roles at WSSU or in HBCUs, period. So that should let us know that this is going to be a significant move, and that alone is going to raise feathers. So, yeah, COO. What is a COO? So the chancellor is the CEO. She sets the vision, and the COO is the one that makes sure that things run as they are supposed to run. So at WSSU, this is going to pull in HR, it's going to pull in campus safety, emergency services, housing, dining, IT, all under the office, which should mean no more silos, which should mean that, one department isn't making decisions that other departments that are connected to it are loosely connected to it don't know about. More organizational structure. And that one person is supposed to look at the big picture and align those pieces. So like if Wi-Fi goes down, if there is, say, flooding on campus, in a building, they make sure that everybody is in place to get things done in a timely response. All right, so let's talk about Jeremy Alltop himself. So he comes to WSSU with a long resume in operations and finance. He was previously at Northern Kentucky University, where he was the role of VP of Administration and Finance. And right after he got there, there was an unexpected budget deficit of $18 million. And he said he didn't know anything about it coming in, but as he had accepted the job, it was his responsibility to cover the deficit. And by the time he left the job, that deficit had been cut by over $15 million. Clearly, that's important work. He was CFO at Lamar University in Texas, a PWI, with about a $400 million budget. And so he's had a lot of other different roles as well. So he's got a lot of experience. It's well documented online. You can go and read about it, and it's all there. But let's address the elephant in the room, right? The part we can't avoid. He is a white man stepping into a brand new high-profile role at an HBCU. That has raised eyebrows among alumni, as we knew it would. HBCUs were created to give opportunities to Black people when they did not have opportunities elsewhere. And even as the greater higher education world has opened up to us, it has been safe haven. It has been a safe haven for Black people, and really helped grow and foster them. So when we look at that, and we look at today's current climate, where a lot of us who are navigating in positions at institutions that are not historically Black, a lot of us are called DEI for that and looked at with scrutiny. So when a school, an HBCU, brings in a white man to do this job, there's going to be that scrutiny and looking sideways. I will say, again, I look at his resume, and the first thing that jumped out to me was Northern Kentucky. Well, if you know anything about Chancellor Benita Brown, she previously was at Northern Kentucky University. So the two of them, their time did overlap. So clearly the two of them are familiar with each other. And she saw something in him that made her feel like he would be the right person for this job. I don't think that any of us that, that keep our ears to the ground are shocked to know that operations has been something that, if you talk to a lot of people that work there or previously worked there, has been lacking in recent years. And, at the end of the day, I think for me as an alumnus, the biggest thing is, are we going to be able to continue to push our mission to make a positive change in the community and in the lives of our students, primarily historically Black college university. And I think that's very important because we have to be realistic, guys, about where we sit within the UNC system, within the 5 HBCUs that are in UNC system. Of course, you got North Carolina A&T. They are the largest, and they have been put on a path for that. They just had over 15,000 students that they're going to have. You got North Carolina Central, right? They are, a liberal arts school. They're up there as well. And then WSSU at one time was right up there, right with them. But let's be honest, we've been passed by Fayetteville State University. And, even Elizabeth City State has been making some inroads. We've been kind of just skirting along, to be honest with you. And so for me, the most important thing is that WSSU continues to be a place where, folks can come and get an education, learn the things that they need to learn, and have a great HBCU experience that they can reshape the world. That's what WSSU did for me as a first generation student, and what it's done is for a lot of us as first generation students or even as legacy students. So, at the end of the day, we live in a world where WSSU has to have smoother operations. There are things that needed to be responded to that need to get done. And if Jeremy Alltop is the guy to get them done, I'm willing to give Chancellor Benita Brown that benefit of the doubt at this point. Again, alumni, we should always have a voice. We should always be aware of what's going on within our university. And I do think that, the response, I definitely understand it. I'm willing to wait and see on this one. I know a lot of people aren't happy with it. A lot of people don't like the semantics of it. For me, is he going to be able to get the job done? That is the main thing. If you look at his resume, he doesn't always stay in any place at a long time. So to me, the most important thing is, while he's here, is he going to help cut the deficits that we have? Is he going to help shore up what we do have so that we can run a tighter, more efficient ship so that we can grow? Because growth is important, but we have to be able to get it done in a way that makes sense. And so again, Chancellor Brown, I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. This is someone that she knows, and we know how higher education or any business works. You're going to hire people that you know and that you feel like you can get the job done. So it remains to be seen, but those are my thoughts on it. Please, I know you're going to without me saying it, but please leave your thoughts on the hiring of Mr. Alltop and the COO, the creation of it, and what do you think that means for the university? All right. So we get to part 2, College Connect. So there's also another change that's going on within the state of North Carolina that people need to be aware of, and that is the NC College Connect. So if you're a North Carolina public high school senior with at least a 2.8 GPA, you're automatically admitted to certain colleges and universities in the state, including WSSU. I believe all the HBCUs are on there pretty much except for A&T and some of the bigger schools like UNC and NC State. But even UNC Charlotte and those schools are on it as well, App State, East Carolina. Why does this matter? The main thing is because it lowers the barrier to entry. More for first-generation college students or families who might feel overwhelmed with the traditional admissions process have a smoother path. I know, again, WSSU has been noted for being a social economic climber with its students. And I think that is an important part of our legacy. And this is another opportunity for us to, potentially be able to get folks in there. Again, highly competitive atmosphere, not only within the UNC system, but even in the UNC system, HBCUs. And again, we have to be real about where we've been, especially where we are now, where, Elizabeth City State and Fayetteville State have the NC Promise tuition. It makes them very attractive. They are growing wildly. Of course, we know about A&T. Central has had some struggles, but, the cost of WSSU is another thing that we have to take into consideration. So it's going to be interesting for alumni. A lot of you guys have students who are already in college. Some of them went to some of those other schools. We get it though, money matters. And so it is going to be very interesting to see how this reshapes higher education, not only at WSSU, but across North Carolina as well. So let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know if you think it would have been beneficial to you. I know it would have been beneficial to me as well. But very interesting change. Go to hbcugameday.com to read the entire article that we have up there. Speaking of students and admission, let's talk about the ones who just got here. The class of 2029 did their Ramdition week last week, which ended up with their Lambs to Rams pinning and everything like that. So shout out to them. They haven't given us the specific numbers yet, but you can just look at the photos and videos and see that there's a large number of them. They pretty much kind of almost filled up CE Gaines gym, which again, we need a new gym. But it's really great to see them out there. We all remember, being in those shoes, no matter how long it was ago. And so it's an important time for them. But I know one of the things that I thought about, especially when we talk about homecoming last week, was this set of students at WSSU and around the country, when a lot of them were in kindergarten when the Sandy Hook shootings happened. And, they've grown up with that threat looming over them the entire time. Then they also had to deal with, the pandemic and doing virtual learning. So this is a group of young people that is very much different from the generations that have come before them and probably even the ones that'll be after them. It's a transformative group and it's a transformative time. And so even with that, we talk about Ramily, we talk about alumni and support. And I think it's very important for us to, as much as we can, when we interact with these young folks to really, show them what Ramily means. I know people love to use the term YNs. Well, I think we should show the YRs, the young Rams. We need to show the YRs some love and, really show our face on campus or show up or just support them in whatever that looks like. I think that's very important. I know I get a chance to do that a lot, being involved, covering WSSU and other HBCU. So I'm looking forward to doing my part and I hope you guys will as well. But think about that as we talk about this class and we interact with these YRs, the young Rams, about, the things that they've had to do to get to this point and, hoping that, as we see all the great things that are going on that have been added with them, there's that natural tendency to say, man, I wish we had that when I was there. But hey, we didn't. But it's great that the school is progressing. And again, when we talk about getting folks in and getting them admissions and enrollment and retention, all of those things matter. So all of these things kind of coalesce together. So this has been a different episode. No sports talk, really. Again, we are just over under 2 weeks from the first game of the Red Tails Classic. So excited about that. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this episode. If you made it to this point, you had to at least be somewhat captivated or, just light me up in the comments. Either way, it works. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me know if you want to do more of these academic-focused episodes. And maybe let me know if folks are interested in doing a town hall about some of the new changes or anything else you want to talk about. I'm open. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you all in the next video.